That dude's a pastor, right?
Yeah, don't you remember this last time we went to his place and him and the world almost got
Oh,
into
yeah,
it?
that's it.
Pastor.
Yeah, pastor.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it's like a pretty well-known church here in
Yeah.
Regina. But I knew, I'm not gonna lie, I knew that he wanted to, but he's seen us. I know he's gonna come here because he's the type of mind to be like, he's very like, you have to be like, it's right or wrong and stuff like that. So I can see that you want the challenge.
Yeah.
But hey, the scripture will speak for themselves, man. Because, we're not trying to convince anybody. We're just messengers. We tell you, if you don't hear it, you don't get it, all right. That's it.
That's right.
That's how it is. 'Cause we don't, unlike the church, like the church believes, they believe that they actually have in hand, or actually a matter of choice as, yes, you can get saved if you listen to me.
Yeah.
It's not that. It doesn't work that way. It's the Most High who seals who get saved.
That's right. And that's the thing about the Lord. It's like, like when he made that point when the Lord said, I'm going to choose you this day whom you shall serve.
Yeah.
Yes, the Lord did say those words, but guess what? The Lord can't understand his ways,
That's
man.
why he has to dumb it down for you.
Yeah, it's
That's
like,
why he's dumbing it down.
exactly. If the Lord spoke to us how he actually did things, people would bug out.
Yeah, he can't take that shit.
People would not understand, you know what I mean?
Right.
But
Right.
yeah, but how the Lord does it, he has to
He has to dumb it. Literally, like, man, sometimes even just like,
yeah.
like even sometimes I'll be go about my day and I'll see something happen. I'm like, oh, that's the Lord. Then I'll even think a little deeper from that, and then I have to stop myself because you actually find your mind is at a roadblock.
Yeah.
Like, it just doesn't make sense when you keep thinking. And because it doesn't make sense, people think it can't be true because I don't understand it. That's pride.
Yeah.
Just because you don't understand it, it's not true. You're telling me you're supposed to understand what this guy's thinking? Makes no sense.
And that's the thing too. The terms that's used in the scriptures are not all the same understanding that we have, as in some of the words, like when he said, I'm gonna choose you this day, it doesn't actually mean you have the free will to choose, you know what I mean?
He's just saying it. He just saying, like, it's that simple, and that's too deep. That's too deep for some people. That's why they can't grasp that. You have to have humility to grasp that and say, holy shit, I don't know what the hell he's talking about.
And that's the thing about the Lord is that, like the scripture says, man, okay, his ways are not your ways, neither are his thoughts your thoughts. For the heavens are higher than the earth, therefore are his ways higher than our ways, man. So it's like, man, the Lord, you can't understand it. So the way he does things and the way he is in control of everything, but then yet he has you thinking that you're the one who decided to eat pizza today.
Yeah, that's what she said. Yeah, she was the one who said, like, so we came here our own free will. No, you didn't.
Did you think about that the day before we came here?
Exactly.
No,
exactly.
You saw us and you're like, okay, the Lord put it in your mind to come.
Since last night when you fell asleep. According to the scriptures.
Exactly. It wasn't like you were thinking about us about a week ago and you put down in your calendar, I will go, you don't even know what time we come out here. How is it that how is it that
you managed to catch us at the right time in the right place?
Exactly, man.
That's the Lord. That's what the Lord do. But you have to have faith too, because at the end of the day, it all comes down to faith.
Yeah.
That woman and him don't have faith. They might have zeal, but definitely not according to knowledge.
Yeah.
All right. So to back up what the brother was saying about how we can't understand the Lord. This is 1 Corinthians 2. 1 Corinthians 2 and 15. And it reads, but he that is spiritual judges all things, yet he himself is judge of no man. Simply put as, if this brother plays basketball, I can't judge his jump shot if I don't play the sport. Or if I know nothing about the sport. You can't judge, if I'm working out and you've never been in the gym in your life and you've never worked out in your life, you can't judge my squat form. It makes no sense. How would you be able to judge it if you have no understanding of what you're judging?
Yeah.
Or at least a general understanding.
Exactly.
Okay, simple. First, so that's the same analogy with the Lord. How can you judge a man that's spiritual when you're carnal? That's like us coming out here dictating what it is. That's what we do. That's what we're doing. We're dictating the truth and what it is and how it is. If you don't like it, move on. But this is the truth. People get touched by that. They get all up in their feels by that because they are emotional, one, and two, and then try to retaliate. What about you? What are you doing? You're not even, you know the term, you can't even hold a candle to me, a candlelight to me? Where that came from? Back in the day, there was a master, he was doing his craft, and he had an apprentice. The apprentice, for the longest time, would try to do what the master's doing. He's like, yo, don't even do that. Just hold a light to me, a candlelight to me, so I can see what I'm doing. And when that master was working, he would work for like 6 to 8 hours straight. And the apprentice would be holding the candle, and his arms would get tired. So the master was like, yo, if you can't even hold a light to me, you're not going to be doing what I'm doing. It's the same thing. If you're out here eating pork, committing adultery, you're not even calling on the Lord's name, trust me, you're not where we are at. It's that simple. So it says here, verse 16, for who hath known the mind of the Lord Yahweh, that he may instruct him? So that's just, you know what I mean? Like, who in history has ever known the mind of the Lord that they may instruct him? That's crazy. It says, for who hath known the mind of the Lord Yahweh that he may instruct him? But we have the mind of Yahweh Shai. So it's that simple, man. Like the brother was saying, you can't comprehend. Even just because he says chose, you can't comprehend. And it sounds like like I always say, just because the scriptures so-called contradict themselves, they don't actually contradict themselves. You just don't understand enough to know the connection between the two. Right?
I got two scriptures, right? This is the book of Job, chapter 9, I'll start from verse 12 and then jump down to verse 22. It says, behold, he taketh away. Who can hinder him? Who will say unto him, what doest thou? You know? This is verse 22. This is one thing, therefore I said it. He destroyed the perfect and the wicked.
Jeez. The Most High controls, and that's not free will. Is that free will? You should have bring out Romans 9, talking about Esau and Jacob.
Yeah.
That's not free. If he destroys the righteous and the wicked, who chooses what? If you're still righteous and you get destroyed, and you're wicked and you still get destroyed, well, who has control here then?
Yeah. Ecclesiastes 8 verse 17. Then I beheld all the works of Yahweh Bashem El Shai, that a man cannot find out the work that is done under the sun, because though a man labor to seek it out, yet he shall not find it. Yea, further, though a wise man think to know it, yet shall he not be able to find it. So that's the works of Yahweh Bashem El Shai, man. That's the works of the Lord. So even just the little simplest things that you might think it's basic and it's just common, you know, the Lord said, choose ye this day, therefore you have free will. Nah, man, it goes deeper, man. It goes deeper to a point where you can't even understand anything, man.
Yeah. Like your mind literally is at a roadblock.
Yeah. You know?
It's a weird ass feeling because you want to keep thinking, but you actually can't.
Oh, what's that scripture?
Yeah.
Hold on.
I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah. Hold on. I
I
gotta find that scripture, right?
I physically tried to do that. Try to keep thinking, I just couldn't. Like I didn't have the mental control. I didn't have the control over my mind to think like that. It was the Lord that's like, nope, stop.